Today we're going to discuss the hollow grind. There's a lot of people out there currently who denounce this blade grind. And the common reason is that this blade grind is too delicate. I guess just like anything, you can't push the tool beyond its limit. It'd be like taking a 22 and wondering, why you're not taking down a brown bear and saying, well, I just hate 22 rifles. And even that's not a great example. Perhaps small screwdrivers, saying, I hate small screwdrivers because I break them. Well, what are you screwing or unscrewing that causes you to break them? Maybe you have the wrong tool for the job. There is a lot of makers out there that specialize in the hollow grind. And some of them are actually quite beefy. Some of those grinds are actually more beefy than some of the flat grinds that I own. I know SOG Knives, Studies and Observation Group. They have a SOG Creed and the SOG Super Bowie. And both of those have very beefy hollow grinds on them. So the hollow grind, if we're talking full height, all right, is like this. And something like this would be like a straight razor. Okay, now, of course, this is going to be very, very, very delicate. And the other thing you run into as well is in terms of sharpening anything like this on the stone, you're going to have to really find an angle on there. Otherwise, you're going to be grinding the top of this off. So when it comes to something like a straight razor, of course, we have a specialty tool. And I view something like the straight razor as almost like the Scandinavian ground knife, where we have sort of that double-sided chisel. And it shaves wood really well, right? But in other areas, it's lacking. And of course, we'll draw this up there once again. Of course, a hollow grind like this is going to be lacking in a lot of other categories. It'll shave your face, no problem. Insanely sharp. You probably could neuter a gnat with something like that. But how's it going to, shave down hard maple? Probably not well at all. So I know the Buck 119 has a saber hollow grind. And when it comes to outdoor knives, in the hollow grind fashion, you're not going to find any of them that are full height, like we would with the flat grind and the convex grind. It's not going to happen because of the various reasons that I told you. And if, in order to try to affect any outdoor knife in a hollow grind, you would have to have such a stock thickness, and it's still not going to be optimal for what we do out in the woods. But having the saber grind on there, now we can get some beef behind here, okay? And comparatively speaking, all right, if we were doing a full height, flat grind, we may be a little less, depending, okay? Of course, my art isn't on, down to the, a micrometer here we're not using, but you can basically see, I tried to keep these spines about the same thickness. Of course, you can get lower height saber hollows. All right, where we're gonna retain more of this edge in there, more thickness behind there. And that will function well as an outdoor knife. Randall knives, excellent knives. And so this is the same grind that's on there. There's a lot of heavy users out there as well that tote the hollow grind. You put a good 1/4-inch stock on a hollow grind knife and have sort of a lower saber grind on there, and you will get a heavy duty knife that still has a lot of beef behind the blade. One of the great things about the hollow grind is that we don't have much to touch up in terms of an edge. And these knives work very, very quickly out in the field. Now, there are some knives that are full height hollow grind that are used out in the field, but they would tend to be more of the pocket knife variety. And this here, the Case Stockman that I always carry, does have a full height basically on here. There's some stock thickness on there, but we're talking, a very, very keen edge. And one of the great things about them, which is why they're so great out in the field or on the job site, on the ranch or for the trapper, is that they do come back to life very quickly. You can strap it on a belt out in the field, you can strap it on your pants out in the field, or have some other type of sharpening media, maybe a ceramic rod, and it's literally just a lick or two down each side, and you've got a hair-popping edge again. They slice phenomenally well. The one thing is the thicker that we get, any type of splitting, we're going to run into a little bit more of an abrupt shoulder here. And many times that, can sort of impede certain splitting tasks if you're, making some kindling or doing things like that. Truncating or cross-batoning, you may start to run into the same things. You're going to bite real deep and real fast. Anyone with a buck 119 that uses it in that fashion is going to know you're going to bite real deep right in this area. And then once you start hitting here, you may find that you back out of the cut a little bit. And it's because of that. As I've stated numerous times, geometry. Geometry does the work. It's physics. It cannot be ignored. And so if you have these abrupt changes, you're going to feel that in use. Overall, I think it's fantastic to have a variety in your kit as a woodsman. I always carry the Stockman. It gives me great control with fine carving and also with fish and game and food prep as well. It's a knife I know can come back in the field with ease, even on some questionable material, a river rock, or like I said, your pants, the jeans, popping off your belt and doing it. You can take a compound and rub it on the inside of your belt if you wish, for your pants that you might wear out into the woods. Some will rub off on your pants, but who cares? And, like I said, comes back real fast. Think of the old school barbers and stuff that I used to go to. I'm sure a lot of you have gone to, and they'd pull that big strap out and they'd strap away and wipe the hair off of your face, the back of your neck, whatever they were touching up with it. So, as I said, keeping in the mindset of having these systems, a tool set with you, it's a great thing to have. If you do some hunting and you do certain things, but you don't want a dedicated hollow grind knife, you can still carry it on your pack. Or maybe you want it on your person and want a heavier knife for different chores that's on your pack. Of course, you have a hatchet and a saw or an axe, a machete, whatever it is, wherever you are and whatever you intend on doing. But the variety is key. There's not going to be one tool that does it all. There's not one screwdriver out there. There's not one pair of shoes that's out there. There's not one gun that's out there that's going to do it all. Some are more versatile than others, and some are more specialized than others. You have to pick what you use and more often. But being able to carry something as small as a You know, a pocket knife like this that offers you that type of stuff, especially as a trapper, where you know, the dirt and grit that is in the fur of the animal can begin to dull some knives quick. You can bring these edges right back and still have maybe the heavier knife on you, the SE6 or the Bravo 1.5, and you can still use those knives for more of your heavier work, and then you still have another option in terms of the axe or hatchet and saw to do more of your large work, you know, for making your big fires and getting your big shelter poles and ridge poles and different things like that. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.